And I'm Horace.
And
Together we are Travels with the Big Guy. Hey, we're two seniors that have been traveling internationally for about what now, Holly?
A year and a half.
Yeah. And we want to provide you with informational videos to sort of tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of international travel for seniors. So, what do you want to talk about today, Holly?
Today we're going to talk about the cost of living in Medellin. So let's get started.
Let's get started.
So since we retired, we are on a fixed monthly budget. So we have to watch where our money goes each month because we don't want to run out of money. During the first year of travel, we did track our expenses as far as groceries, eating out, etc. But it was very loose, make a note in a notebook and just, if you remember, it was loose.
So what we did is we realized, that we needed to track our spending a little closer because that fixed income, and being retired. So what we did was we did a lot of research online.
Yes.
And we found something that was interesting.
Yeah, it was called the 50-30-20 rule. In the 50-30-20 rule, it kind of guides you as to where you should be spending your money each month. For instance.
Okay, what's the 50%?
The 50% a month of your budget should go to your needs, your rent, house payment, utilities, insurance, the things you need each month.
So you need or must do's,
Yeah, you need or must have.
Okay, so what's the 30% then?
The 30% is your wants. I want a nice new phone, or I want to go, spend money on clothing or shop. It's your wants. It's stuff that you don't have to have, but you'd like to have.
Okay, so what about internet? If I, just want cable and internet, is that a need or a want?
Well, it just depends. If you have a business and you need internet to work from home, then that would be a need. I would put that up into 50%. If you just want cable so you can play games or entertain yourself, then I think that would be a want.
Okay. So what about the 20%? What is that?
20% is allocated for savings and paying off debt or emergency fund. So that's a great guideline, 50-30-20. Now, it's not in stone, as you'll see how we worked it to our budget.
Okay, so we've told you about the 50, 30, and 20 rule on the budget, right? And Holly, what can you tell about the 50%? Is our budget exactly on par with this 50-30-20 rule?
This 50-30-20 rule is a great guide. Our budget's a little bit different. Ours is more of a 55-33-12-13-ish. It's 100%. It's just a little different. So let's start out with the 50%. This 50% is your needs. Now we're going to put in an imaginary income.
Okay, so let's start with let's say a person makes $1,000 a month.
Okay, so if you make $1,000 a month, using our monthly budget numbers, you're going to spend about 25% on housing and housing expenses, utilities, which includes your cell phone, comes out to about $4.44 or $44, I think. Travel insurance, this is a biggie. It's $6.19, but it's our emergency medical for travel. It's medical, loss of luggage, flight cancellations. You get my drift on that.
Yeah, and we have to have that.
Yeah, we have to have it. You should really have it.
Because the reason we have to have it is our medical insurance doesn't cover us when we leave the United States for more than 60 days.
Right. So even though it doesn't cover us right now, we still choose to keep our health insurance in the States until we decide where we're going to land. So that is our number 2 highest need for the month. But and then rounding out with groceries, that adds up to our 55% of our budget, or $550. So if you had $1,000 a month, you're going to be budgeted about $550 for your needs. These are our needs. Your needs may be different, and you can change them. That's the beauty of this budget. Okay, the 30% rule, babe.
Let's talk about the 30. 30% of your budget should be what you want, right?
Yes.
I want cable, you know, I want to go to tours and museums and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, so entertainment makes about almost 4% of our budget.
Right.
Entertainment. Then we go to transportation. That's, you know, about almost 10% of our budget, because we have taxis, Ubers, you know,
and air flight.
And air flight. Because number one, we are only allowed to stay in certain countries a certain amount of time. So when that we
plan for and we know we're going to have air tickets someplace, so that's really a good part of our budget.
That is. Internet and cable, you know, we put about almost 5% in that. That's for things like cable streaming, you know, internet streaming services. It also includes some of our online memberships that we have, you know, for these services.
Right, and then clothing.
Clothing?
We don't spend a whole lot of clothing, but if you do travel from different seasons, you might need to buy a jacket like we had to buy in Peru, 'cause it's a little chilly for us.
Cold at night.
So that covers that.
Yeah, and our daily incidentals, you know, those are subscription services that you might have that are monthly reoccurring services, and sometimes they're yearly reoccurring, but you have to account for that about 4% of your budget.
And also in that budget goes, that budget item goes any like miscellaneous unprepared expense you have, it could probably fit to that.
Yeah, such as when we go to an Airbnb and we don't have a sufficient amount of towels or soap or something.
Or a spatula.
Yeah, or a spatula, right. Personal care, things like manicure, you know, if I want my hair colored, or, you know, things like that. Pretty much that's where you're going to have your personal care and beauty care products. Dining out, that's 5%
It's a
of our
biggie
budget.
for us.
However, dining out, when we travel, we compare whether it's more affordable for us to dine out or, you know, go
Buy
shopping,
groceries.
buy groceries. And where we are now in Colombia, in Medellin, it is more affordable to dine out than to buy groceries. Of course, there are toiletries and things like that you have to buy, you know, but as far as food and all of that, dining out is more reasonable for us.
And dining out also includes, we like to have our little coffee chats. We like to go to a coffee shop a couple times a week and just sit and people watch. So that goes into dining out as well. So that finishes up at 32% of the 50-30-20 rule, or $313 for the month if you have $1,000 income.
Yeah.
Now the last part is the 20% rule, which for us it comes out about 14% savings, investment,
And an emergency fund
An
that
emergency
you
fund.
really have to set aside that emergency fund.
So all in all, it all adds up to 100%, or $1,000. So you know where every dollar of your money goes for the month. Again, at the top of the chart, you can put $2,000 there.
You know, you can put whatever figure that you might.
Whatever your income is, it's
And,
the beauty of it.
If your income is more, then of course your housing is going to be, you know, more.
And like these
That's
numbers
allocated
aren't,
for
I mean, these percentages aren't stone, but they're a really good guide to beginning to get a budget in place if you don't have one already. And it sets you up for a good travel experience.
Yeah. So we're going to go on now to tell you about another tool that we use in our budget that's called Numeo, Numeo. We're going to talk to you about that a little bit to let you know that we use that tool to help us in our budget when we're traveling from city to city.
And if you have any questions about this budget, we'll be happy to answer them for you.
Please, in the comment below, give us some questions on this budget. If you want a copy, let us know. Hey, if you're still with us, it's great because that means you like numbers. And we're going to give you our secret to our budget. It's our big secret now. Okay, so we talked about it. There it is. Our secret is Numbeo, right? The way you get to this is www.numbeo.com. Numbeo. So Holly, what does Numbeo tell us?
It is an online tool that will rock your world when you compare cities. We use it to compare cities we're thinking about going to. It's not in stone. It's data input by users. It's updated, I think, twice a year. But it really can give you a guide as to where you might want to go to as far as cost of living in that place.
Okay, so let's get started on it.
Okay.
First, we're going to give you a comparison of the city where we used to live. You know, if I can spell it correctly. There it is. Texas
Austin.
drop down list. Austin, Texas. And as you can see, cost of living in Austin, it's comparing with.
Let's do Medellin where we're at.
Okay, we're going to do Medellin where we're at. There it is right there. Medellin, Colombia, where we're at right now. We're going to get rid of this. And then we're going to go down and it says COP right now, which is the money currency where we're at. But let's go to
Let's
what?
switch it to U.S.
Okay, most people understand that. We can do that. So it has all the different currencies here of different countries that they have input.
Mhm.
And now, as you can see, Numbeo has given us a cost comparison. Pretty much how much it would cost us to live in Austin.
Oh gosh, almost $5,800 to live in Austin for 1 month, compared to the same standard of life that you would have in Medellin for $1,600
Wow. So
U.S.
let's take a quick look and see what it says that the difference is. Consumer prices in Austin are 150% higher.
Not hard to believe.
You know, so basically,
Rent prices
rent
are
prices.
almost 600% higher. That's
So,
ridiculous.
pretty big budget. That's why we need the almost 6,000.
Yeah.
Restaurant prices in Austin are almost 300, 200, or 250% higher. And you can see all this. So
Yeah, and coming from Austin, we can pretty much say that's pretty right on.
it is pretty right on. So what we're going to do is it gives you an individual breakdown also of what people have put in to show you exactly what an inexpensive meals cost. And this is about right for Medellin. For one person. This is about
One
right.
person, yeah.
And let's go down and show you what else. It tells you what you can get in the market and how much that will cost.
Mhm.
It tells you
Transportation costs.
transportation cost. So there's my bottle of beer.
Yeah,
Almost
right.
$3.
And again, these numbers are inputted by users, so
So they're pretty accurate, from people who live in
at
these
that
areas.
moment, yes. We can look at utilities, monthly utilities. Going down.
Look at your monthly utilities and see percentage-wise, 148% higher. And we also can look at
child care, clothing, rent. That's usually the first thing we look at.
Yeah, that is the first area we go to show you what it costs to rent in the city, as you can see.
In the city versus outside the city. So this is the area we go to. Before we look at anything else, that's where we go.
Yes. We're going to go back to the top because what we do is, what city are we going to next?
Merida,
So
Mexico.
we're going to take
We'll
Merida,
go back
Mexico.
and visit some friends and check out some.
There's Merida, Mexico.
There you go.
And we're going to go from Medellin, where we are now, Medellin, Colombia, and we're just going to find out what the price. Right now, it's giving us the price difference in, pesos and also COP. So we're going to go change
Yeah,
that
it's just easier to compare.
to USD, so the people watching can understand that they can easily change it to whatever area they're going to.
Exactly.
We're going to eliminate this.
So we would need $2,200 versus for the same standard of life in Medellin for $1,600.
So,
Which
so we're going to Merida, Mexico, and it's pretty much
it's
going
gonna
to
be a
cost
little
us
bit higher.
$600 a month more to go there. You know, and consumer prices are higher, rent's higher. Seems like every area is higher,
Mhm.
you know, in Merida.
So
And again, individual breakdown,
mhm.
you know, on this.
You can go through here and check out whatever you're interested in, transportation, utilities. What are utilities? Utilities are pretty much the same.
Utilities just, you know, no insignificant difference. As you can see, where the big difference may occur is very little difference in the
Well, about
and the
$100
rents.
difference in rent in the city, out city, $15 difference.
Now, we told you to go, I'm gonna go on percentages, the
Yeah.
percentage difference, because that's what our
Yeah.
budget deals with.
That's true.
It's percentage, the percentage difference, you know, it's, and that's what you have to look at with your budget, is your percentage
And
difference,
if it fits in.
and if it fits your budget. And again, your budget at 25%, you have a number that you're using based on your income.
Right.
You know, and if you are going to Merida, if it doesn't fit that number, you might want to go back up and just check, you know, another city that's maybe close to that area.
Or if you want to stay there, but you know, you may be able to tweak your budget. No,
Yeah,
if you know
yeah.
ahead of time that you're going to go to a place that's a little bit higher, you could possibly tweak your budget. But that's, again, we try to stay within our budget numbers, and it's worked out really well for us.
Yes, and we want to thank you for joining us today on, you know, regarding cost of living in Medellin and our budget playing with numbers. We want to tell you, if you have any comments, please, you know,
Hit us up.
hit us up,
We love to hear from you.
subscribe to our channel.
I'm just, and I can't say it enough times, the big guy did a tremendous job putting this budget together. He did a lot of research, and it's worked out good for us, so I think it would work out good for you. It just might take you a little bit of time. Your issues may be different, but bottom line, it's a great budget. You need to have one if you're going to travel on a fixed income.
So seniors, don't forget to join us at www.travelswiththebigguy.
And we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining.